Wichita. You're locked into another episode of Choppin' It Up at the Barbershop, sponsored by OG's Barbershop and Build Entrepreneurs, an incorporated nonprofit specializing in building dreams. Today, I'm here with Matt Spezia.
It's great to be here in Wichita. Looking forward to working with your organization here today.
Great, awesome. We're glad to have you as well. I first met Matt at a Soulful Sundays event last Sunday, and he performed some spoken word, and it was really powerful. And I felt that Wichita really needed to know more about this young man. So, Matt, tell us a little bit about yourself. Where'd you grow up, and what got you into music or spoken word?
Well, I grew up in Leavenworth, Kansas, and in Leavenworth, Kansas, we have 4 prisons right there, 2 federal, 1 state, and then a local one. So I definitely saw the inequality in a criminal justice system that automatically puts people down and keeps them down as a systematic inequality. And because I got into spoken word, I saw that as you're putting a microphone in front of me, I need to tell you something powerful enough to change the way that you look at the world. Because if one voice can change one person, then that one person can change an uncountable amount. And I can do all of that with one voice. And that's why I got into spoken word, to change the mentalities of people and to speak for people that have been disenfranchised and don't have the ability to put themselves up there due to social inequalities or their own anxieties.
Whoa. Talk about hustle, that don't talk about it, be about it life. Matt, that is so impressive. If there weren't people like you in the world, would it be so worse off? So I thank you so much for standing up, 1, and being a face for change, 2, lifting up your voice, and 3, being willing to share your opinion with so many people. That's just such a wonderful thing. At Soulful Sundays, one of the things that I heard you talk about, you did a piece because you were inspired by someone you knew that had committed suicide. And I want you to kind of share some of the lyrics from that piece and let us know through that piece what's the message you're trying to send about suicide prevention.
Well, the piece is called Fixing Broken Glass. And it starts off, when you find ink sinking through a page, it's just a scar bleeding, refusing to age. Over every gauge, you're insane, unfit to be normal. Your social scene is horrible. Each time you walk out the door, you'll feel each passing person is judging you. You start rubbing your head. You feel dead in every meeting, greeting the facts by calculating the acts that they're going to stage at your expense. A spectacular spectacle with no suspense. We all know how it's going to end, with you in the corner, but the corner wheels you down the hall in a wheelchair because anxiety's crippling. Now you made a career of staring in the mirror. Now you see the world in a cracked reflection. And then the chorus to that is, the uncertainty of the world is a worry surely, but we gotta live life fully. They attempt to downplay us, we gotta upstage them, and I got playwright hindsight, so I'm bigger than the bickering. I'm blasting this lyrical fire to sand to repair your broken glass. Yes, you can see it last. And that's my main cause. I'm doing a suicide prevention and awareness show here in a couple weeks, and suicide does not end the pain, it ends the ability for it to get better. And if you think that nobody cares about you, I wish to the people that think that way that they could see the impacts that leaves on you, that to the people around you that you don't think care about you, but absolutely do, and miss and think about you every day, and literally carry it on their back because they think that they did something that caused that.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, suicide is never ever the answer, and so eloquently phrased. It only ends the opportunity for things to get better. Matt, for you to be such a force out here, Soulful Sundays, I know you're doing a lot of traveling. Tell us what's coming up in your life.
Well, on the 3rd, I'm at the Booby Trap for Thunderground in Topeka. Then the 5th, I am out in Salina. Then on the 9th, I think it is, this coming Sunday, I'm back in Wichita for the next Soulful Sundays. And then on September 10th, I am doing the Suicide Prevention and Awareness Show at the Lawrence Performing Arts Center.
Lawrence Performing Arts Center, for those of our listeners who are going to be out of town, Lawrence Performance Arts Center. Get to see Matt Spezia live in action and be there part of a good cause, a movement to end suicide. Wonderful. Matt, what else are you going to be doing in the city? What groups are you involved in to create change? Are you a solo performer, just lifting up your voice, or are there some organizations that are helping further your cause?
Well, I'm part of Speakeasy Poets out in Topeka, and that is in all opportunities open mic that we put on out there. And we organize that because a lot of people, especially in the Topeka scene, that is extremely competitive. You don't get the unheard of people. You have to grind constantly just to get stage time. and so many people are judged just because of their message might be a little bit different from the status quo that society has accepted and puts onto people. So we open that open mic to allow people to still have a voice. I'm still involved with the debate and forensics community back in Leavenworth. That's public speaking and acting. I try to be involved as community as I can. Washburn just had their big night out, which is taking all the fraternities / other people who want to volunteer and doing community service. I think at the last one, we don't have the numbers yet for the one that we just did, but at the last one we had a combined 1,200 hours of community service at the last one.
Wow. Congratulations. Woo! Round of applause. That is very impressive. So a little bit more history on you. What got you started? Do you consider yourself a poet? Do you consider yourself a music artist, a rapper?
Actually, in between that, I consider myself the poet in motion. I take rap, but I hold it to a higher standard. I think it should be intellectual. I don't think it should be about sex, drugs, and money. I think you should actually have something to say when you're doing it. So the aspect of poetry incorporated into that allows for that medium to take place.
Woo, Wichita! Did you hear that? I think he's calling some of you rappers out there. Your music should have a point and should make some type of impact in the community. Otherwise, it's not even worth talking about. For those of you who only know how to rap about money, sex, and drugs, take notes, take notes. This guy's doing things out here. Wow, so what age, I wanted to kind of get a little bit deeper look into your childhood. At what age did you know that this was your talent, and how did you start getting involved? Was it through that organization in Topeka?
Actually, I got involved with music at a very young age. I started playing guitar at 8. Learned bass guitar. I played pretty much anything with strings that you play like a guitar at this point. So I saw the musical background there and then realized that I couldn't carry a tune if I gave me a bucket. So I decided to start rapping, and that evolved into what it is now. But yeah, that's pretty much how I got started in it. And I've been doing this, like poetry in motion, for about a year and a half now.
Poetry in motion, raising the standard of the rap game. Matt, before we let you go today, can you give us one of your recent pieces or something that you want to leave with the people?
Absolutely. Since we've been talking about the societal changes, I will do my dissertation. This is a dissertation to a dysfunctional generation suffering from cheerleader syndrome and frat boyitis. Y'all be more focused on the shoes you're wearing than the steps you're taking. Dressed in designer, you can't engineer style. That's why I'm confounded when these basic little starter kits, they value sex over complex thought. Why do you think that this head is bigger? But the normalcy of daily messaging do be looking like hieroglyphics, and it's suddenly like fruit is explicit, like, ooh boy, she sent me a peach. Nah, son, just sit down and let me preach. Cause your phone, it's got you on a leash. Cause you be looking like Wi-Fi, connected and routing out market info. Oh, you didn't know? Of course not. You care more about Kim and Kanye than the way the police treat black people every day. Like it's illegal to have more melatonin. Last I checked, some of y'all were still relating to a flag that literally X's out unity. Are y'all hearing me? But go ahead, twit, and tweet about leveling on modern warfare without seeing the one around you. Did you take a tumbler down the rabbit hole, Alice? This world, it possesses such malice, so allow us to take a visit. Like how snakes, they no longer snither. They Snapchat at 2:30 in the morning, begging, asking for nudes, without any idea how to be naked. That involves an authenticity that'll guarantee that you're combustible, with straight fire, an unbeatable desire, and actually have an initiative to climb higher on life's ladder. Without it, you'll be a fail-out. Why do you think we needed a bailout? Or how more of us vote for Idol than the mantle holder of presidency? That's clearly residency and lunacy. Or how the whole room be looking like zombies when you go globally with the topic. Stop it and pay attention. If you want your fate to be more than what's written, then you better take mention to your city's suffering. It's crying, it's starving for stability, because in a red victory, trickle-down economics, it left the wine at the top and the bottom dry. Now it's like the Mojave out here. It ain't rained in years. So F a recession. This is a drought, and we're all about to fail. But Mr. Skinny Jeans, he's still looking to the sky, broke, holding Starbucks and blaming it on luck. So let me rewrite that minor formula. That 10%, it doesn't exist. It's 100% will. So will you rise up? I said rise up, not boot up. This does not involve a keyboard, more like a heart chord. Just treat every soul like poetry and listen, instead of caring about who's liking what you're Instagramming. This was just me explaining a simple little dissertation to a dysfunctional generation suffering from cheerleader syndrome and frat boyitis.
Woo! Oh my goodness. That was just so mean. That was so mean. Matt, I'm just so impressed. I'm so impressed by your talent. I'm just so humbled that you chose to join us here today. Thank you so much. For those of you listening at home, that was Matt Spezia. How did you introduce yourself? A poet in motion?
The poet in motion.
The poet in motion. Definitely keep your eyes out on this young man. We're going to share his information on Facebook, Instagram. Follow me on Instagram at demi.monet.ict or at b.e_inc, INC. And we'll also give you some more information on social media about Matt Spezia, his upcoming roster. Once again, Matt, it was such a pleasure having you on.
It was absolutely fantastic being here.
Whether your dreams are big or small, Build entrepreneurs can build them all. Until next time.